Very warm welcome to all of you who have joined in today. So I want to talk to you a little bit about emotional well-being and how it is so important in our relationships, career, self-improvement, and a lot of other things. All of us know that health is wealth. To be frank, health of a family means the parents, the children, the grandparents, the health of every member of the family. Now, here again, health has a lot of aspects. The two most important are the physical health and the emotional health. Emotional well being means how we acknowledge and manage our emotions. Now, these emotions could be both positive or negative, and primary ones or complex emotions. But the attitude with which we deal with it is far more important to our well being. Our emotions keep swinging. They are like children. Some are loud and want more attention, and some want to stay hidden, and there are some that cause us a lot of frustration. However, all emotions need to be expressed and attended to. All negative emotions which cause stress manifest as ill health in the body. Now, modern medicine is able to deal with the physical health to a large extent. All advanced studies and research is only about the physical body. Science does not give much importance to the subtle body, of which the most important is the mind, which is also the seat of all our emotions. Human beings are blessed with a very well developed mind, which makes them different from other beings. They are capable of hiding their emotions and expressing only what they want others to see. We are all so good at walking around wearing a mask, and now we are literally physically also wearing a mask. Only you can help yourself and recognize what you're feeling deep inside and recognize the need for help if required. So some people ask me, how do I recognize my emotional imbalance? When there is difficulty in dealing with everyday things like household work, dealing with children or siblings, balancing professional life and career, managing elderly parents or seniors at home, in the middle of all this, the self-identity is lost. And while playing out our different roles, this is what happens. So how to deal with this? Firstly, build your self-respect, self-confidence, self-esteem, and set your own goals and manage expectations. Finding balance and purpose is an important part of being emotionally well. This balance and purpose will be different for each one of us. For most people, it may involve taking some steps such as discovery, such as self-discovery, adapting to adversity and change, learning new skills that help you deal positively with stress, increasing your confidence, nurturing your spirit. So what are these steps that one can take? Now here I am going to start with EFT, because that's what we are going to do today. Some of you have been here before, and some have joined in today. Now, EFT is a very quick and simple method of reducing the intensity of traumatic memories. EFT is a combination, as I've said earlier, of acupressure and using the acupuncture points and modern day psychology or cognitive therapy. It is a wonderful self-help stress reduction technique. You can also call it a deep relaxation technique. It is also referred to as tapping, as you tap on the acupuncture points, stimulating them. EFT can be used on a lot of issues by simply focusing on the issue that needs to be healed and tuning into it with a statement of acceptance. As you can only heal what you can feel. If you're refusing to look at it and refusing to feel it, then it's very difficult that for you to try and heal it. So along with accepting, and when we tap on the acupuncture points with your fingers, there is enough research to prove its effectiveness. It has been established as an effective treatment for phobias, PTSD, anxiety, depression, pain, and more. So now let's see how EFT works. The cause of all negative emotion is a disruption in the body's energy system. EFT is an emotional version of acupuncture without the needles, a unique exercise that calms you so that you can think more clearly about your problem and you have the chance to respond rather than to react. The genius of EFT is that you can pull up what bothers you and turn it off on purpose. You can do it with focus and intention using a series of touches and taps. The end points of the meridians are used to help rebalance and clear the body's energy system. So one of the ways EFT works includes deactivation of the amygdala, the stress center in the brain, and the hippocampus, the memory center. EFT has also been shown to significantly lower cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone. EFT has been found to be an evidence-based practice for anxiety, depression, phobias, PTSD when measured against the APA standards. APA is the American Psychological Association. Now, in the US, it was tested on soldiers who were returning from Iraq and Afghanistan with PTSD. And the studies show that their symptoms rapidly reduced or the intensity of the traumatic memories dropped. There is a strong connection between emotional stress and illness and disease. It's not that physical disease is entirely caused by psychological issues. However, when people use EFT for physical problems, the emotional memories associated with the symptoms are released. When these memories are released and they don't have the power to hurt us anymore, the body has a chance to heal much faster. Now let's see, where did EFT come from? EFT is a relatively new discovery based on ancient healing principles over 5,000 years ago from the Marma therapy. So acupuncture, acupressure, shiatsu massage, and reflexology, amongst others, were all derived from Eastern healing arts, from the energy maps established by the early healers. The EFT process has also evolved for deep emotional and psychological issues from many people who have contributed over the years to the understanding of human psychology. So it started off with Dr. Roger Callahan. He had a patient who had this fear of water, and he tried this along with, it was a mix of kinesiology and tapping, and he called it TFT, thought field therapy. Now with thought field therapy, you had to keep doing the muscle testing. So with muscle testing, only those who were trained or psychologists and people like that could use it. But in the 70s, one of Dr. Callahan's former students, Gary Craig, simplified it so much. He simplified the complicated TFT algorithms and made the process universally applicable for all. Now, after stimulating the body's energy meridian points, by tapping on them with our fingertips, mental, emotional, and physical issues clear away emotional blocks. And that's how EFT was born. So EFT is a combination of ancient acupressure without the needles and modern psychology. It is also called tapping because we tap on the endpoints of the meridians while tuning into the issue or the emotion that we want to work on. When one starts to use EFT with counseling, the client is able to change their perspective much faster. Tapping clears the energy blocks and causes cognitive shifts. Tapping helps you access your body's energy and sends signals to the part of the brain that controls stress. Stimulating the meridian points through EFT tapping can reduce the stress or the negative emotion that you feel from your issue, ultimately restoring balance to disrupted energy. It helps with pain relief, with stress, emotional issues, and even weight loss. When we tap, we send a calming signal to the amygdala, which is an almond shaped component in the midbrain, which triggers the fight, flight, or freeze response in us. This response is a survival mechanism that has stayed with us from our ancestors. They had to flee from a wild animal, but the brain cannot tell the difference between a real threat and a perceived threat. And today's stressors are very different. Now, your body doesn't know that your reason for being stressed is something that you're going through now, and it responds by releasing cortisol. Now, what we do by tapping is we turn off that response. Now, here's the good thing about tapping. It works on skeptics and believers alike.